Hello and welcome to part two. Okay, before I get started, I just want to show you. So I did get, when I left you in part one, so a couple different things. If you are looking for the list of what I have used, hi Tiffany. If you're looking for the list of what I've used, go to my walkthrough video, and I do go through everything that is being used for our book because I did not do this one as a kit. But I did sort all the ephemera into, the bigger items, some of the frames, and I call just, your words on the strips. Then I have tags, words. Actually, some of these pop out of the frames, so I just popped them there. And then this is my basic like ephemera and then tabs. So that's how I sort them, and I love to stack them, and then they're nice out of the way. The only thing we don't sort is the pop outs, the ephemeras. Nikki, why aren't you in bed? We've talked about this. Your mother says you need your rest. Chipboards. So I do the same thing, except these are they're not enamels. I can't remember. I should have looked better at the package, but they're really neat. I just love these. So we use a lot of those. And then these are my chipboard frames, which I did leave some of these intact, and I'll show you how and why when we get to there. And then I have our chipboard like sentences, phrases, chipboard phrases. There we go. And then the chipboard chunky words, and then these. And, everybody's going to have a different way to sort. This one does not have as many words like the wedding that we did had the cursive words. These, so some of them will have a lot, some of them will have less, but I try to get everything turned over so that they're going to be easy to see. And like I said, this one didn't have quite as many. And then I'm able to just use my lids to stack for right now. Okay, because these came in that pack. Hi, Tian. Right here, these are the laser cut elements. We don't really pop them out yet. As they start, we will, and then we'll put them in a container. They will start falling out. There's nothing we can do about it. And then our rub-ons. And because I'm going to use my rub-on packaging like it's my divider. And then I haven't taken this out yet. This is the fabric tape. I really love it. It's really neat. It's not translucent like the washi tape. Now, this is the packaging for your laser cut elements, and we're going to need these to start with. So we're just going to start there. I'm going to take those right out, and for right now, I'll just put these up there. I've cut all my photo mats. Hi, Tanya. All my photo mats are cut and ready to go. And so as we're working, then, I'll kind of, I don't list them as to what page, and I probably should, but I don't. And so I'll just tell you what sizes we're going to grab. So I like to take out and like to keep these pretty much in order. For right now, we're just going to take page number 1 out, and then I will take it out of this one also, so that we have you have the reference to look at, since you don't have an instruction sheet. And right now, my concern is these, and then from our scraps last night. So if you purchase the pack, you get, well, it tells you exactly what's on there, but you get this little carrying case, which is nice. So I just need, remember we cut the pocket. I'm just going to use this. It's just, and we're putting it back behind here. So the first thing that I'm going to do with my cutter here is cut. We're going to use quite a bit of these film strips, so they're nice and heavy. And this does come off of your laser cut elements. Oops, I don't want to. There we go. I'll just get as close to that edge without, I don't want to take it off, of course. Well, guess what? Tomorrow I don't go live because I have a class I go to. So you will get to sleep tomorrow. And sweet dreams, Nikki. But I love that you popped in. But I have a funny feeling that you're not going to go right to sleep, are you? Okay, let's cut these apart. But I could tell you were excited to start working. Because when you posted. Okay, I'm just taking off the solid color in between there. I really like these. And I used, it doesn't matter, you've got the two black borders. One is a little bit, I noticed, it looks like it's a little bit darker. You can use the darker one. I need a new ruler. Okay. So I want, oh, I got to clean that up better. And then I'm going to cut, we're going to cut this to 7.5. There we go. 7.5. Oh, awesome. You're going to love part 2. It's so fun. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move this. I don't want to get anything on there. Now let's ink up our edge. Okay, just get some ink on there. Move the mouse. Okay, now for this piece, I just want to tear a little strip. So it was the one that we did our pocket with. So I'm just going to go down about 4. So it's just to give it some color back there. So I'm going to, there we go. Turn it to this side. I'm just going to keep the angle there, and each one, see, this is shaped a little bit different than this one, and that's okay. Actually, I can take a little bit more off. I just want it to stick up underneath that photo mat. And take that white off. I don't want so much. And we're just going to grunge up those edges. Okay. Photo mat. So Might help if I get my glue out. Let me grab that. So your first black mat is going to be 4.5 by 6. I did, when I put it on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, I did, and let me, you know what, let me go over and grab you those photo mats. The photo mat sizes are on video number 1. So on video number 1 in the description, I tried to put the links. For some reason, excuse me, for some reason they are not, the links are coming on, but they're not links, if that makes sense. I hope that made sense. So, let me grab those. I might not be able to grab it. Oh, here it is. If you cut your black cardstock in order, that is by page. If I don't want to confuse you guys, I'm good at confusing you, I know. So page number 1, and when you see this, it's not going to let me do it again. Oh, it's too many is why. Okay, well, it is over on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. I'm sorry, it won't let me put it on there. It says it's too many words. And what I did was, as I wrote them, so page 1, you had the 4.5 by 6.5 black. And then the white is your 4.25 by 5.75. And these I don't ink. And that way we have a nice border all the way around. All right, let's grab those rub-ons. And I'm going to start with the original right here. So we just, oh, thank you, Tiffany. We just take that off. And I put that right up here at the top. You can use a old debit card, credit card, whatever that you have, a bone folder. It doesn't really take too much with these. These are, some of them did, but most of them went on pretty easy. There we go. And then as I'm pulling it, I just want to check that everything's down. Cool. And we'll keep these handy because we'll use these a lot. And I took this little star. So you have the words, the row of stars, and then the stars in a circle. And I put up there. You know, it kind of gives it that trademark look. Let's put this so we don't have ink. Okay, there's our sample. I have the, I don't know, barcode out here at the side or whatever those were called for filming. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that down first. We'll kind of move it. So I put that cattywampus too. So things are angled a little bit. Now let's go ahead and punch out our truck. So we want to make sure we have plenty of room. And these will start falling. That's why I like to have like one of the backers from one of the things. And I used this truck here. Well, it's a Jeep truck. Okay, and then we want this oil can up here at the top. And then I'm going to take Strength in Silence. And from our round chipboards, it's like an old speedometer or compass, I think. Close enough, huh? And that's what we're going to put on our page. So I want to lay things down just to make sure things are going to fit. And bring that down a little. Oil can's going to come up here. And stick that through that way. Okay, so once you get your feel for your basic layout, we're going to just lift everything off. I know. Why do we lay it down? Well, we want to get kind of the idea of where things are going to go, right? So I know that looks good. So again, you can mark it with a pencil, or you can just pick it up and add adhesive behind there. Because we're going to put lots down that's going to hold it. I'm not worried about our little piece here. We are going to pop this up on foam, so it's going to tuck neatly underneath there. So now we can add our foam. And this is for me where the fun begins, because I love all the foam dots. Oh, check where your top is. Okay, and I want you to come down a good 1/2 inch on the top so that we can poke our little guy down in there. The bottom, we don't poke anything under, so I have it up just a little bit more. Or you can use foam tape. But with an album like this, yes, I do like to use a lot of foam. I like to make sure that it's got a lot of support. Okay, once again, I'm just going to lay that down. Glue your torn shape down. Okay, truck, he goes next. And I have to use round ones because I need it to be the same size, but I'm only putting it on the wheels because we want to tuck that photo. Okay, and then this little guy, I did put a foam on, but because it's so big, I had to cut it in half. Okay, put that one down. And this one, I don't pop this one up. And same with our chipboard. But I did overlap it onto the chipboard circle. Oh, and we do want our tabs, so go ahead and have those out. These tabs, because we're going to add them to the top. And then back to our little enamels, I added 2 stars, and they are tiny. They're the stars across the second row here. Okay, we're going to use those again in just a second. So we want, I put the tab up here at the top. I mean, you can still put them on the sides if you like. I just thought it was a different look, and I just liked it. So when putting the tabs on, see where that little curvature is? So we're going to put it, we may have to go a little over on this. We should have moved him down. That's okay. Okay. Making sure things are straight. We'll let it dry for a second. For a second more. Next time we'll put our tab on first. Got him off a little. So since it's off a little, we're just going to ink that up because unless it'll let me take it off real quick. It did. Okay. And we want to line those up. There we go. No, it's being a little stubborn here. Okay. I don't know why that one doesn't want to work. Okay, we're going to let it dry. Oh, thank you. I just noticed you got all those lists up. I mean, the links up. Okay, let's try this again. Making sure it's straight. Well, it does not want to go perfectly straight for some reason. And then I'll put one of the strips on the front and the back. And let's go ahead and put the back one on. Okay, on the front, I did the enamel handsome, and I didn't put one on the back. Because we use these throughout the book. So I'm going to start here with the handsome, and they are little. Okay, there's the front of our page. That is done. Let's put this back here. I need more space. And we're going to flip this over. And our next photo mat for the black one is, sorry guys, hold on one second. I have to check something. I have an app on my phone, so all my credit cards come through, and interesting. Well, I'll check that after. I had one come through Walmart. We don't shop at Walmart very often. So, well, we'll check that baby out when I'm done. So, your next size for the black mat is going to be the 5.5 by 4.5. I think I turned mine the wrong way because I'm trying to keep my pile together. There it is. Okay, so my black will be 5.5 by 4.5. And that means my white is going to be 4.25 by 5.25. And on the list, we only have one. Yep. So 5.25 by 4.25. So everything's basically a 1/4 inch smaller. Let's go ahead and get our pieces out before we start all the gluing. So I chose, see, when they start falling out, just make yourself a nice little pile. I chose the 4-wheeler here. And then we are going to use it says stand tall. Then to our chipboards, we want, not that one, we want Brave. And one of your circles, that's the one I use. You really can pick any of them. They're okay, you know, if you want to use any of those. Now, in our, right here, no, that's not where that came from. So in our, oops, we're stuck. They do get stuck. Our stripes right here. Or borders. These are our manly borders. And we do use them all. And we use all of our graphs. Okay, what I did, I'm basically just using this back here. You can't really see all of it. So I'm going to, I lost my page. I think I picked it up. Yep, I picked it up with my fun stuff. So I had gone, let me show you. I went all the way through, but I'm like, you know, we don't need to cut the border that much. So if we just cut, all we need is 1.5 inches. So let's just cut 2.5-inch pieces so that and I'm just going to kind of cut it in a good place. I do use that at other places, but what we'll do is we'll just put a little at the top to show through and a little at the bottom. You can kind of see it, and at the bottom. Oh, and then I forgot, we need one of the frames from the card. Well, it's not cardstock, but you know, the lightweight, or yeah, we'll call them lighter weight, right? And it's right there. I put Brave inside of that frame. And that frame looks like this. It has the wood grain at the top, kind of wood grain or rusty, and then it goes lighter. So those are the pieces, and then we'll have some enamel that we'll use. And then these little guys. Okay, let's put our white photo mat on the black. We don't put this photo mat up. I didn't pop it up on foam. No. Okay, he's got to get moved. Take this off so you can see what I'm doing. It's about in the middle of your page. Okay. So this gear, I brought enough out. I wanted to be able to write on there. So that one looks good. And then we're going to actually glue these down. Wait, nothing wants to go there. So I'm going to glue it right to the photo mat. So that just a little adhesive on there. Cool. Then we didn't waste. It's not supposed to be glued down. There we go. I'm going to ink this. Okay. And just get it so you like it. Okay, once you get it, now we'll kind of have it pieced together like so. So we'll glue the whole thing down as one. Okay, then my little circle. Or it's a gear. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's a gear. So my Brave is going to go inside the frame. And I just set the frame, I butt it up to the photo mat. Then I set it almost to the edge of the frame so that they're even. And then Brave. Just lots of fun layers. Okay, my four-wheeler, he's going up on foam, but only on the wheels. And then I did overlap it on the frame a little bit. Okay, from the enamel pieces, I guess these are road barriers. I'm not really sure what they're called, but they go well with our little zigzaggy there. So end of the road. And then I did put a camera, this lighter colored one, the second one in from the end. And page one, whoops, page one is done. See, gotta watch that ink. Page one and the back is now done. So we can put those in back into our book. This is the fun part. I love decorating these. Okay, we're gonna grab out this little guy here. Then we want just a couple of things. We want the tag or tab. They're tabs. And this one says Fierce. Oh, and you want, oh no, this isn't the toolbox. So you've got a lot of different toolboxes. See how much bigger? That's not the one we want. So we're going to want put him over there. Let's see, that's our camping, so I'm not going to mess with him right now. Down underneath our Ford is your smaller toolbox. There's your Ford, and then underneath. And then don't fall. See, I put some blue there. So all I did here, actually that's from your smaller, but this one works too. So I just left about, an eighth, or just a tiny bit. That's not even an eighth of an inch. So I'm going to leave an eighth of an inch this time. So I'm just going to use that at the top of the photo mat. And then our photo mat is 3 1/4. So I did cut it just a little bit long. So it's 3 1/2. I just wanted something to match that fierce. It has some of the blue jean in it. So I thought it would just tie in a little bit better. And then we want Unbreakable Spirit from our chipboard words. We have so many different things to move and find. Okay, so we want a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 black, and then we want a 3 by 4 white. And on the inside, we've already done our drawing there, but we want a 3 by 4 white that we're going to put on the back. So go ahead and grab 2 of your 3 by 4s. I didn't put this one. I did not double mat that one. Okay. I'm not going to lay this one out because this one's small and it's quick. Now this one, no, I did. I just glue that down, so we don't need to put that one up on foam. But we need this little guy. Oh, let's see, that's a little bit longer, so I can take it off the ends. And I'm going to put that there after we put this down. Just center that where it looks good. Okay, now my tab, we're just going to glue that all the way down. I'll get my fingers on there. Okay, I'm going to put this down first. And again, oh, of course they're going to bark. You don't want what goes on the photo mat. Oh, those stinkers. So I'm going to cut this in half so it's thinner. I'll put one on the side and one on the bottom. Oh, when I punched it out, it didn't come off. There we go. So that's down. Unbreakable Spirits next. Okay, the front is complete. So now we'll turn it over to the back, and then I have some of that 12 by 12 that we're going to put behind it. See, it was just a small piece we put behind it for color and interest, because it's just the black pinstripe. And this is 3 by 4. So I left it the width, and I'll tell you what my width, yours should be about the same too. So I'm going to cut it at 5, and this is 2 1/4. And we'll just save that. Ink our edge. Then we are looking for, well, it looks like a 3-pack, but it's supposed to be a 6-pack. And that might be with our camping. Nope. There it is. It is. It's with our camping. Right next to the chair. Then we want the rise and grind. From your tags. Oh, I need the tag, the top tab. That's in here. So you have two kind of the same. One's a little more distressed. I took the more distressed. Okay. So we're just going to lay these down first. Okay. Okay, and about 1 square down, it'll fit in between like 2 squares. We'll put our white mat down. Well, okay, nothing wants to stand. my tab. Just put it to the edge of your photo mat. Hi, Linda. How are you? Okay, the rise and grind. We only want, and that, well, I off-centered it, so there, it's just to the edge of this. So now that looks like it's like one piece, but we're only going to glue the bottom, so we can get that photo down there. And I brought it almost to the bottom. Now, if you've got plenty of other things, so if you want to wait to see what we don't use, if you're not a fan of the beer bottles, well, what's nice, it could be root beer. But yeah, your first inkling is, okay, those are beer bottles, and it's a guy, so he's probably has the beer bottles, but you'll have other things you can choose too if you decide. Maybe you are giving this to somebody who isn't a beer drinker, and that's okay. Okay, and we already did the inside on camera yesterday, and that is finished. We can put that into our book. I love when we get to put it into our book because it just means we're getting closer and closer to being done. Okay, next page. Oh yeah, we're going to do some camping here. Pocket page. Now, I need to get something here. We have 2 of these left. Remember, one is for the cover, but we are going to use a piece that's going to come back here. So we do want this. I'm just going to set that to the side. The other one is for my cover. Now, for some reason you were to use it, it really don't matter. You could cut a 6x8 from your 12x12. So don't worry there. And then see, I just put my extra things in here. So you will have some extra stuff too. So no worries. Okay, this is a chipboard frame-ish. I want to show you. We're going to be using our frames, but when you start punching them out, look at this. So these are actually meant to like go in the garbage. Well, you know, it's how they had cut it, and then it had words in there, and I'm like, no, these are not garbage. These are now frames. And I thought these were perfect for the smaller spots. I just love them. Then I want to show you. So we will use, see, these are frames. And these are the words. I'm going to punch them out. And you could actually, this would be really great. So if you were going to do like a belt buckle on a closure or something, because they are heavy and you have 2 of them, you could actually glue these 2 together. Oh, well, that's a good cause, Linda. Oh, how exciting. They're going to love them. So I'm not throwing these away. They're going to come in use for other things. Now in here, I did use the word strong. I love them. It looks like the index files or something that you're going to pull. So I'm going to put the other word just in with my chipboards. Okay, now I didn't give you the sizes for these. And if you did follow with the bridle, you'll see I just, it feels heavy. Let me move this. So I'm just going to put it here. Actually, this is pretty close. I'm just going to cut it like so. Really, that fits really quite well. But then I leave it open so we get that photo. Okay. So we're going to only add adhesive to the one side. And then if it is too long, then you can just trim it. We need to just trim a little bit of that off. Okay, then I need this right here, because I am going to put 2 pieces. So see, a lot of this is not, it's just not about measuring, because you're really you can't measure because you got to put down where you're going to put something. But I just want to be able to tuck that under there. And mark it there. Let me see, was that one about the same length? No, it's a little bit longer. And I did take it to just to the edge, kind of. I'm going to, because we're going to put the tire. Then my second one, I did a little bit longer, and it's underneath the photo a little bit more. So that looks great to me. And I just put it at the edge of the matting. Well, I've been good. I've just been working on all this fabulous paper we keep getting in. Okay, so I went about that's only about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch above. And then we'll just place our frame on top. And we do add adhesive to the whole back. Okay, now I'm just going to add some adhesive across the top. Because we don't want it to get it in the way of the photo. Okay, let's find that tire. Oh, yeah. We can't help it. It's going to just start falling out. So you'll just start putting it in your thingy there. So I don't have my packaging. I took this out. So it's got to be in here. No, I don't remember seeing it in here. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. We have 2 tires. So it is in here. And they're pretty close to the same. Nope, you actually used the other one. He flips. No, I didn't. I used that one. There's so many almost like things that it's like, okay, it won't matter if one goes there or one goes there, but then I am going to do like 3 so it's more stable. In the center there. Right there, road tracks. Are those, there we go, road tracks or treads. Okay, so that side is now finished. When we turn this over, so we want a black 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. See, I thought that looked so cool. That had to be camping because it looks like, you know, a sunset coming, and then a 3 by 4 white. And then I'll have to show you where we got the built for this. And then a 4, I believe this is the 4 by 6. We just cut that in half. So that piece that I said we're saving, well, we're saving one. We want to go ahead and cut this a 4. Because that will be behind it. And the packaging that your enamels came in, I actually cut that from there. So let me show you. Oh, that's not my enamel packaging. So if you have the packaging that those little enamels came in, I do. I threw it in my paper trash. So I cut it from here. It's this bottom one because I wanted it to be bigger, and I thought this looked really great with the tent. So see, we hang on to just about everything with 49 to market because they make so much of it usable. So I'm going to just cut along the black because I cut off that white accidentally with a cream. A little marquee sign, that's what that looks like. Oh, and this will fall out of your frames also. And yeah, those are really cute little journaling spots. So we'll hang on to those too. Ink always makes everything look perfect. Let's ink our 6 by 4. Okay, middle of the page. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pop this one up. And we're just going to put this, it's not really centered. Let me show you. I kind of call it the Polaroid effect when you have more, at the bottom, but you want to leave room for your rise. Well, you've got plenty of room for rise and grind, it says. So I did it about one row of the dots or squares there. And then we can get the chipboard that does say rise and grind. And that just gets glued down. It has enough dimension because it's chipboard. So did anybody get their supplies today and are you working on it? Because everybody is like, you're really intense. You're so quiet back there. Let me update mine. There we go. Okay, let's get our camping gear out. So we want our tent. Such a cute tent. Then I took these two shoes because we don't wear our shoes in the tent, right? And then wood. No, it's this top bundle of wood. It's a little bit taller. And then let's turn this over. And I took one of the longer grass. Yes. I love that there's grass in here for the camping. I just love it. And we're going to pop our tent up. Now, lay this down, of course, because only this top part, so about an inch, will cover your photo. And everything gets put on some foam. So my grass. And the logs. The boots we do glue down. Okay. So our grass is going to go down first. It's going to just go along your bottom here. So we'll come down a little bit. Oh, oh, Jerry, I'll bet you do great. No, it's easy. I envision a lot of it. It's kind of what my mother used to do. She would stand and just stare, and I didn't get it, but now I do. It's like, because I do the same thing. So we're going to put our tent right on top of our grass there. Let's go ahead and stick the bilt for this that we cut out. Okay, we're going to put it behind I love it. The grass is just so like real. But you know what, Jerry? I am glad if there's something I'm doing to help anybody create a project that makes me happy, because creating is such a happy thing. So if I'm helping in any way, that makes me happy. Okay, let's put our logs down. The only thing I wish this had was some little bugs to put in there. Okay, now the boots. So first boot, kind of right here on the tent. And then we'll just overlap them a little bit. So I only need to glue, you only need to glue what's going to touch the other piece of photo there. Not photo, graphic. Okay. Let's get that glue cleaned up. Oh, thank you, Tomali. Okay. They never turn out both identical, but we try. Isn't that cute, though, with the sunset off camping? Okay, we're done. Let's put this one in our book. Okay, next one is our 3x4s. And we've already put this in. So what we want is our rub-ons. And rub-ons work really well with this. And you have 3 sheets of rub-ons. Here we go. The only thing, though, when you do put it on the sleeve, I mean, if you were to go like that with your finger right now, it will come off. So, you know, you can't play with it. So I took the middle one. He is strong but soft-hearted. And then you want to keep that background because it kind of is a light colored, but it sticks out there and it's really cute. Let me just cut some of that background off. And I love these because then they don't get in the way of a photo. And it does take a little more rubbing on the plastic. And if you've ever done vinyl on your Cricut, yes, Monica, he's snoring. But he has his blanket. My granddaughter was here today working on kits, and she's like, why doesn't he have his blanket down here? I said, because Charlotte keeps taking it out to the dog kennel, and then I have to keep washing it. And so she went up and got his blanket, and he's much happier. Okay. So he's snoring happy dreams, let me tell you. Whoa, those don't want to go down. There we go. And you'll feel, yeah, you'll feel it. Here we go. We're going to flip this over, and I did put enamels here. And you know, I did on this one, I used my art glitter glue, and they do have the sticky on there, but I need to add a little bit more. It seems to be holding well. So another thing, if you're not a fan of putting it on the outside, you can put it on the inside. So for variants, I'm going to put it on the inside this time, just to see how I like it. So the first one is Proud of You off of your enamels, and it was right under these squares, those tiles, which are really cool. So either on the inside or outside. Now, if you put it on the outside, I still use the art glitter glue. You just want to put some glue, push it down, because it was too, they're too little to use my, my dots on. Much too little. And then I use the word Unbreakable here in the center. So I'll put it on the cardstock this time. There we go. And these are on the front. So we'll take it out, and then I'll put Genuine. Well, where on earth is it? There it is. Isn't that funny how sometimes you just can't see it? Get up there. No, those are pretty hard to see. Or you can put them on after your photos. And then this one I put on the bottom, and it's the word confident from the very top. Oh, you know what? Unbreakable, I had put at the bottom. So I'm just going to have these all at the top. Whoops. See, it was top, bottom, but I wasn't paying attention. No, so we're just going to keep them all at the top this time. So either way, they look great. You can be more confident, though, that, see, it will stick. I do like them on the outside, but I also don't want them to come off. So we can put that one back in our book, too. We're done with that. Oh, this one is, I love this one. Okay, this is a fun one. Let's get out all of our fun pieces here. And we want our 2 frames. And then we want our ephemera from the ephemera. Built for this. See, they use that phrase quite a bit, but that's okay. So built for, oh, and then also, see, that's what I mean. This was in the middle, and then you were to punch out the word. But again, that's a cool little, to put a title or just double layer. So I thought they were really neat. And then we want This one says Best Dad. Now, again, you can use one of the others if you're not using this for Dad or My Hero, or so on this one, because I'm not sure, I think I'll go with My Hero. Oh, and we used Champ. Champ was from, each frame had one, so I took My Hero and Champ. And then we want that other tire. So we had 2 tires. And we're going to actually cut this one in half because it gets stuck here. And then that's good. Okay, first we're going to put down our frames, and then we're going to make our little photo mats with the tabs. I'm going to leave that out so I can tell you what size. This is where, if you have foam strips, it's going to work better. And if you have like the 1/8 of an inch, they're really going to work good. Okay, and it doesn't matter top or bottom. Sometimes they're hard to get off. Now, the thing is, if you use anything wider than the 1/8 of an inch, or if you glue it down, it's going to be super, it's going to change the size of your photo mat. And then if it's glued down and you just put a little bit of glue here and there, then you're going to need to probably make a different, it's going to be tight. You'll have to just measure. And I'm just putting these over to the edge, and I'm still going to measure because I may put these on a little different than what I put those on. Just like that. Pay attention here. There we go. This one takes a little concentration. Okay, and then we want one along the bottom, so our photo mat won't fall through. Boy, I'm getting those close to the edge. Well, I guess it's going to stay there, isn't it? Okay. So there's frame 1, and we'll do the second one. So it's finally not raining. The sun is shining. Now you're going to hear Homer cry because he thinks it's time to go outside and play ball. And he was just crying at me. It's like, I'm sorry, bud. It's still not warm, though. Tomorrow it's going to be warm. Back in the 70s. So you could even turn these into shakers. Oh, I almost threw those in the garbage. We don't want to do that. Okay, so my first one, and you want the opening at the top, which I did bring. I brought this corner right up to the top. And then we'll be able to put our photo mat in there. We'll measure that in a second. And then our second one, again, opening at the top. Yeah, that looks good. Because I'm going to put that looks great. I forgot it was already sticky. Homer, go tell Dad you want to play ball. Go tell him. You know, even dogs, who do they go to? They go to the mom or their mother parental unit, right? Okay, this one I turned sort of at that angle. I'm going to see if this one fits. Yes. Oh, cool. And these will be our size. These are 3.5 by 2 3/4. And I did not have these on. I did not have these on the cutting guide for your mats because depending on what you've used to put it down, if you had to use a little thicker foam tape. So I would go ahead and cut this the same size as mine, 2 3/4 by 3.5, and then you can trim it if you need. Okay, so we're going to cut 2 of them that are 2 3/4 by 3.5. Whoops, we'll put those on in a minute. And this is just from our scraps when I cut the main photo mats. Okay. But I'm still going to check them. Perfect. Okay, let's get 2 of our tabs. Let's see if I can put these down better this time. I'm just kind of eyeballing the center. See if this is going to match. No, now I'm thinking maybe, there we go. That crease isn't quite where it's supposed to be. Oh, goodness. There we go. Okay, one of our centers or writing areas. Kind of little to write on, but they do look nice. Put one on the back. Did I put one on the back? No, because you don't see it. Oh, you guys, if you could see how sad this is over outside my door. He's just sitting there like, please, please. So I have to ask. I mean, tell his. Oh, I think he's calling him so that they can go play ball. Okay, let's get one of those tabs again, the tan colored. Pop that in. And it doesn't want to go there. That's okay. And then I'm going to cut my tire in half. I'm just going to attach them there. Okay, then on this one it says best dad. This one will say my hero. And champ on the bottom. Okay, this little guy here, I did put foam on this, and we're going to take that center out here in just a second. And let me show you what I used. It came off of here. Some grass. Yeah, we've got quite a few different ropes, and this one will come off where the grass is. Okay, let's just throw that in the garbage. And then I just put it down about an inch or so, measured it somewhat. We'll put it over to the side here. So I tuck that under the frame a hair, just a hair. Okay. And we are going to put like a rivet looking graphic underneath, ephemera underneath there. And the rivet will come from, so I put it with my graphics with the, it was in the package of ephemera, and they look like just little rivets. Okay, and that is finished. Now we get to work on these cool pages. I think they're all cool, actually. But maybe a different piece of paper. I just know I put mine on. I think it is, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay, we need to do these two together because we have some matching to do. We want, see, we want these two to pretty much line up. So when I was working with it, I had them both out. And then we want to have, so we need 4. There's 4 of the black ones, and they are 4.5 by 6. So we need 4 of those. And then the white then is 4.25 by 5.75. And you want 4 of those. Hi, Nicole. Nicole, you know what? With all your boys, it is. It would be so good for them. You could put lots of photos in there. So we're going to go ahead. Let's get these matted first. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the inside also. So the inside is a bigger one. That's going to be your 5 by 7 because I wanted nice big photo mats in there. And then these are 4 3/4 by, no, 5 by 7 is, yeah, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Uh-oh. I might need to cut one. So your 4 3/4, I don't think I put them on there. 5 by 7. I may have left those off accidentally. Okay. This is actually 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. Did I put that on there? I did. Okay, 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, 2, and 2 5 by 7. So I did put them on. I just need to cut one more really quick, and that will just take me a second. Nope, definitely not there. Okay, let's go ahead and let's just get all those down so that we don't have to go back and do them. So again, your white is 5 by 7. So you can get a nice good photo on there and you wouldn't even have to cut it down. I always get it over to my left a little bit too much. There we go. Hence why I can never get a strike when I bowl, because I throw everything too far to my left. What? Then I got one sitting here. Aren't you coming out to play? Wilbur hates to go play ball when I'm not there. You can go play. Okay, we have those all set to go. I'll just set my 5x7s away for a moment. Okay, put this one down first, and then we'll kind of use it as our guide. But you guys use the same paper probably. So what I did is I just 2 squares in. And that's where I put this. And I just eyeball centered it where I thought it looked good. Or I left, if it's easier for you, I left about 5/8 of an inch hanging over the edge. Okay. So once I get that placement, I'm just going to put my finger back there, and that's where I don't want my glue to be. So I have about 2 squares and 2 squares. And that looks pretty even to me. Or I need to push it that way just a hair. But that's the limit. Our glitter glue is dry. Okay, so now when I open this, did I get it crooked? It doesn't seem it. It looks it, but that's okay. We're just going to glue this right on top. So the second one, we can add our adhesive just on the whole mat. Oops, it needs to be straight. There we go. Okay, now my second one, I still, excuse me, I still kind of use it as a guide so that I get them pretty much, because this one is maybe a little bit different. Yeah, it's a hair different, just a little bit. So you can use your ruler or spacers about 1 inch from the top, but that's going to help me keep it straight. Okay. Oops, let's bring you up here. Okay. And this is the easier part. I'm just going to glue these two together. And there you go. See, that wasn't too bad at all. Let's see if I got it straight here. Pretty close. Okay, now our big one. I'm just going to center it there. So it'll almost, there you go. I pushed it in so the edge is pretty much matched, but it will stick out top and bottom because it's so much taller. Close the door and then straighten that up. And repeat. It's too far to the bottom. There we go. Okay, let's decorate. So I'm going to start with the outside first. And we want a little bit of everything, right? So first thing I want in our little ephemera pieces. We had these leather. You have 2 of those. Whoops. But we're going to kind of leather them up. And then we want the 2 chipboard words. So I use Keep It Simple. And I use I call them kind of a caramel color. And there's Chase Purpose and Keep It Simple. And then we want both gas pumps, because I did a mirror image of these for the outside. And then I want a Jeep. We want a Jeep and a Jeep. We want the blue one and the red one. I have let me grab him because I don't want to lose that. Neighbors. Oh, we don't need our camp chair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink these up first. So, one scrap piece of paper. So what I did is because I wanted them to look worn leather. That's what it is. So I just took them and bent them up, because this is so thick. When you start bending it, it actually gives you some of that leather look. I love it. And I wouldn't wet these. I tried one, and they have, gosh, if I could talk, right? I only have 1 cup of coffee today, and that's my problem. Oh, good night, Tomalee. Oh, I am going to go till 8 o'clock, guys. So I'll go till 8. I know it's a little extra long. I did wet one, not this one, but I wet for a test on one I didn't use, and there's too many layers. It did start coming apart. So I really like that. And then I just took first I went around just the edge. And I was like, ooh, I like that, because it was really bringing out the cracks like you get in leather that's nice and worn, like on those saddles or that leather couch. Isn't that cool looking? I just loved it. And both of them looked so different. Now Thursday, I'm doing it live in the morning, but if we don't get done, then I'm going to do an evening one. So we'll do this 2 parts on Thursday. So I'm just kind of messing it up as much as, you think you want. And I love seeing how they turn out. You can do it as little or as much as you want. I do got to get the alcohol out. You know what? You know what, Nicole? I actually did when I was making the sample, I was thinking, this is what Nicole would do. Because I just watched one of you did a tag. It was an older video because a lady in the store asked about one of your tags at the store. And so I pulled up the video, and yeah, I'm like, oh yeah. You don't have to be super mixed media to make it just look cool. If if you're not a heavy duty mixed media person, if that makes sense, you can still do some of the cool stuff to it. Okay, so We're going to do the left hand first. Yeah, she loved the tag that you did with the Julie Nut. I'm sure, yeah, it was a Julie Nutting doll, and it had the firefighters because it's firefighter there. So she was like, I want to make that tag, and I said, well, let me pull up the videos. She's got some older ones, and we found them. Okay, on the sides here, we're going to take our chain. We need to get our chain off of our borders here. So we're going to use the chain. It doesn't matter. You've got two different ones. They're pretty much the same, I think, but they're pretty cool. So what I did is I just cut it in half because we'll put it behind the gas pump. And let me show you. So it doesn't quite go all the way down, but almost. And then the gas pump covers it. So we want one on the left and the right. We're just mirroring the whole thing except for our Jeeps. So the first thing I'm going to put down is, oh, let's put this down first. How's that? And just kind of randomly get your glue on the bigger spots. And I just ran it up the side here, making it pretty much goes to the bottom though. Okay, gas pump. And when you turn it over, you only want it over, now it'll be on the left hand side because we want our photo. But we can put one on the bottom for support. Bring it in a little bit, however you want it to look, just so you can get your photo back there. Now I took this leather piece and I did put it on a foam, and I'm going to leave the bottom all open. And then I took this up to the top. And keep it simple. And then the Jeep. Oh, these are so cool. I just love them. So I just put one on each side here. Okay, now let's do this side. We're going to pretty much mirror what we just did. So we want our chain first. Okay. Try and keep them somewhat even. Okay, then I'm going to put this one in the book. For a minute, I thought that was the wrong Jeep, but it's not. Okay, and then our other leather piece. I just love how those look real. And Chase Purpose. I did sit this down on the photo mat. I mean, on the black right next to the white. Okay, and there's the outside. Oh, I love this. The colors, everything. They just did such an awesome job. Now, we need to put, I put a couple of sayings in there. So, the first one was the man, the myth, and the legend. And life is tough. I think, yeah, life is tough, but so are you. And then we're going to use our rub-ons. I'm loving those rub-ons. Okay. Again, you only want to do that outside edge and the bottom. Same thing, outside edge and the bottom. Okay, let's grab the rub-on sheets. And we're going to use the two, they look like burlap, or yeah, where the, you know, you pulled the strings. We're going to use those two. And then see these two corners? I need to double check the direction. Okay. Okay, let's get this one. And if you have a little boys' room, or even a big boys' room, you can use these on wood, on the dressers and things. They work really well. Okay. Let me make sure I have the correct ones. So let's start with this one. Yeah. So that I put them in the right direction. Oh, my thing came off. So I put that one up in the, so this is the one that's a, yeah, the myth, the man, the legend. Ooh, and the burlap stuff I just put down here at the bottom. And then the corner frame piece. Okay, once you get it, it'll stick right down for you. Let's start with this one. Now this one I think took a little bit more, but we're going to try it. See, probably easier to use than you thought, huh? They do a good job. I like the way these are pretty easy to use. And then we'll do this one. Put this one down here, and then I put the burlap piece up at the top. I love these because then you can also, like I said, you can put a photo over it if you needed, and it's okay. It won't get in the way of the photo. Okay, let's take these off. Nope, we're not taking that off. There we go. Okay, we are done with those two pages. Well, sort of. We're not done with the back. We're going to do the back, and then that's where we will be done for tonight until Thursday. So we need to do this back side. And we're going to use a piece of the film strip that came from the border. No, I use the one. It's more black. One has a lot of writing on it, or not writing, but barcodes. And then I use this one. And now that I look at this, see, I did. This one belonged on that other page. I reversed these, but you know what? It's okay. It happens when the papers are so alike. It's crazy. So I'm going to cut off, and I'll give you a measurement here. So I cut 7-inch piece. But we won't put this down yet because we want to put down our photo mat first. And this one, nope, not that big one. I believe it's the, yeah, this one is the 4 1.25 by 4.25. So then we should have 2 4x4s. But we only need one for this one. Okay. Now, remember when we were cutting our cardstock? And it was for the little 4x6 flaps, and we cut them kind of the long way instead of across so that we wouldn't, here it is, so we didn't waste. So this is what I took, and I made these little cards out of. So I just cut it in half, which is 8. So these are 4 inches. And then I just cut my corners. So, and I poked a hole and tied some twine in there. So that's where these tags came from. And you can make those. Oops. I won't make mine right now. I'm going to use these because they're going to be the same size. They're going to be that 4 inches long. So what I did on this so that we could have it as a pocket, I want you just to kind of lay those in there and decide how far down do you want them to go. And once you decide, I just laid them there. I'm going to hold them with my fingers. Then we're going to put our foam dots around there. You may have to, scoot them over to get some foam dots there. But I definitely don't want to go up the middle, but I don't want these to fall in either. So I put my foam dots where I wanted them basically to stop. Let's see. Yeah, that'll be good. So that'll be my stopper for these. And then, you know, I did put this when you pull them out. You do have that a saying there if you want. But we'll put those on in just a second. Yeah, we could save an hour if we didn't have to take the backing off our foam dots. But that's okay. They're worth it. Like I said, these two papers are different. And so you probably have this one that I have, but it looks cool. They're just so similar sometimes. It's hard to tell. Okay, let me show you. And then our tags will be inside of there, so I'll leave them there for just a second. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my film thing, this little border strip, about 1/8 of an inch away. And then this is from the punch outs. And it was the big red one. Ford wants to leave. Oh, wait a minute. Did I cut him out? No, I didn't cut him out. Might be our ephemera. Yeah, it's your ephemera. It's that bigger red one. And we do want the word rugged. Or any other word you like. You can definitely put your own twist on it. So we're going to add adhesive to those bigger areas. Turn it sideways here. And I had it stick above my photo mat about 1 inch. Oh, thank you. And then this is going to be here at the bottom. So I'm going to put one here and then two on the bottom. And then rugged. So it's up to you. What happened was I hadn't put my tags in yet, and I thought, oh, we need to have that word there. And then I was like, oh, I wasn't thinking because my tags go in there. But then it's kind of cool when you pull them out. So I am going to put it on this one also. But your tags do cover it up. So I'll let you guys decide if that's what you want to do. And I used Focused and Fierce, and I did cut off that circle. Let's see. Yeah. So I cut it off. And you see how that's kind of that washi tape look on the end? I like that when they do that. So I just kind of so that both ends look a little bit symmetrical, sort of. Or like they've both been somewhat torn. And I did use they're a little bit lower. They're not quite as big as your, I don't know what they call them millimeter wise, but it's only like, gosh, maybe not even an eighth of an inch thick. Maybe a 16th. And then that way, it's still, your tags will still go in. And then if you don't want tags, you'll have that. Okay. Wow, guys, look at that. So I'm going to grab my book because that is where I'm going to leave you tonight, because I know some of you, it's extremely late. And let's put this in here now and take a look. So we got the big one done. So Thursday, because I won't be live tomorrow, I gotta work. I'm being forced. No. So Thursday, in the morning. So we did. Look how much we did. Oh yeah, we'll have this done Thursday. If not, we will hop back on Thursday evening, but there's no reason we won't have it done because we've already done, this is just 2 more pages than what we've already done, and a couple of them are a little simpler. So Thursday then at 10 a.m. Mountain, my time, we will continue here. Now you can see the chunkiness is starting. I love it. And so we'll have this all done Thursday. You know me, I like to keep it going so that we don't, I don't like projects to take weeks. Because I know when we get into it, it's exciting to get it done and to see it finished. So I will see you guys Thursday morning. And thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.